Hari Om. Today I'll be demonstrating standing asanas. So we'll be looking at different categories of standing asanas. So in this first video, it's going to be only standing asanas which don't have much contraindications. Although there are few contraindications, so I will talk about it when I perform that particular standing asana. Standing asanas are very important for any professionals who has a long sitting job. So due to continuous sitting, we put a lot of pressure on our back. So all these standing asanas helps to correct our postural muscles and also correction to the way we sit. And since all the nerve endings are connected to your foot, by doing standing asanas, it helps to correct any disorders in the nervous system as well. So that's on the physical aspect, and since it works on the spine, it helps decongest any issues with respect to congestion related to your nerves. On the prana level, since we do it with both the legs, it kind of awakens your Sushumna. That's on the prana level. And on the mind level or the Manomaya Kosha, it helps you activate, helps you stay grounded as you are doing it on your feet and then connected with the gravity. So in the first group, I'll be demonstrating 5 asanas where it doesn't have any contraindications. So let's get started. So in the first asana is called the Hast Bandh Uttanasana. So here you're going to stand with your feet together, and before we begin any standing asana, stand with your feet together. You can do it either on the mat or on the floor. Now look at a point and then gently close your eyes. What we are doing is trying to find a position of your feet so that now when you start doing standing asanas, your postures are correct. When you close your eyes, your body is going to move forward, backward, or in all directions, trying to find the perfect position. So take your awareness to the feet and see which all part of your foot is trying to make adjustments so that you are standing still with your closed eyes. Make sure your shoulders are active and then you are standing straight or with your spine straight. Just give it few seconds for it to find a position. Now slowly open your eyes. The first asana is called Astabandh Uttanasana. Here there are no contraindications. This can be done by everyone, but a general contraindication for any asana is if there is any pain you feel, you should stop immediately. So let's get started. So the instructions for this asana are, so you have to interlock your fingers. There are two variations or two breathing techniques you can do for this asana. So when you start, so you're going to cross your hands at the wrist, and then you're going to inhale and then take your hands above your eye level. Now when it crosses your eye level, you're slightly going to lift your head up, trying to follow the wrist. And then when it crosses above your head, you're going to spread your hands and then be at the shoulder level. The arms are like wings of a plane or a bird, and then you are slightly looking up, and then you can bring back your arms, cross them above your head, and then exhale, you can bring it down. So there are two variations. One variation is you inhale till your head level, and then as you spread your hands out, you are exhaling, and then in the reverse movement you are inhaling, crossing your hands, and then exhaling. The other variation is you continue to inhale till you reach the position of the hands at the shoulder level, and then exhale, you do continuous exhalation till you bring it down. So these are the two variations. The benefits, again, as you see, it works on your upper part of the back. So any congestion or tension, it kind of releases, and as it involves a deep inhalation and exhalation, it helps you to supply oxygen to different parts of the body, and specifically the brain area. So I'll demonstrate one. So we'll do one round. So breathe in, you can hold in this position for few seconds. Then you exhale, and relax. So that is Hastbandh Uttanasana. So this can be done for folks who sit on the chair for a long time. So they can sit up they can stand up and then do this asana once in an hour to get the oxygen supply going. Now moving to the second one, it's called the Akarna Dhanurasana. So in this, it's going to be bow and arrow. Again, not much contraindications here, but any pain you feel in your shoulder area, stop it immediately. And if you feel like you're not having proper balance, you can take the wall support, but preferably not. So here in Akarna Dhanurasana, you're going to keep your feet shoulder width. Now we're going to start with your active hand. Like I am right-handed, I am a right-handed batsman or a bowler, so I will start from my right side. So I'm going to pull the arrow using my right hand. Okay, so here to start with, this will be your starting position. So feet apart, hip width or shoulder width. Now since I'm going to use my right hand, so I'm going to put my left foot slightly pointing towards the left direction, and then using my left hand to hold the bow, I'm going to shoot an arrow. So the benefits of this asana are, it releases any tension that kind of accumulates here in the upper part. So it's said that when the stress kind of starts, you start to feel pain in your upper part or upper back in the clavicular or thoracic region around the spinal cord. So it releases the tension around that area, so it can be used for treating cervical spondylitis if it's in the starting stage. So now my left foot is pointed in this direction, so I'm going to hold my bow with my left hand. Now important points, the hand should be above your shoulder level, and you have made a fist with your left hand. Now I am going to use my right hand to pull the string. So here your eyes has to be one pointed, as if there is a target in front of you and you are trying to shoot that down. So now use your right hand, pull the string. So when you pull it, you breathe in. You can make a count of, let's say, 5 as you inhale for about 5 counts, and then exhale the same number of counts. When you exhale, you release the string, and then you have shot the target. So that should be the attitude that should be brought in. So one more round I'll do. Breathe in. Breathe out. So I'll demonstrate on the other side. So we've done on the left side, let's do it on the right side. So take your arrow, bow, make a fist with your right hand, use your left hand to pull the string, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Relax. So the next set of asanas in the group one, where, like as I said, there are no contraindications. So first asana would be Tadasana. Again, a must to or to do practice on a day-to-day basis, as due to continuous long sitting, our lower back is taking the load. This Tadasana helps to correct the posture. It's called the palm tree pose, going to stand straight like a palm tree. And since our spine is the nerve center where all the nerves kind of originate, these asanas, the following set of asanas, helps you relieve all those tensions in those nerves. This can be used by sports persons for to promote linear growth of your spine, and if you have teenage kids, they can do this to increase their height. And the TTK series is supposed to be part of the detoxification process called Lagu Shang Prashalan, LSP. So this can be done during morning, post drinking a cup of hot water or 2 cups of hot water. This can be done to relieve your motion. Now we'll get started. The contraindications for this is, in case you are feeling little out of balance, or if people with Parkinson's, they can do it with wall support. And for pregnancy related, this can be safely done with in the first 2 trimesters, but in case there is again any other complication, it's advisable not to do it. So let's get started. So I'll demonstrate 2 rounds. So again, the starting position will be with your feet together. You are looking at a point in front of you, either above your eye level or at the eye level. You're going to interlock your fingers in front of your body. You're going to raise your hands up. Now you're going to turn your hands so that the palm is facing the ceiling with the interlock. We are not release the interlock. Now you put your hands above the crown of your head. So now you're going to do, as you inhale, you're going to come on your toes, and then you're going to lift your hands up. So the movement has to be synchronized here. So as you breathe in, you should simultaneously come on the toes and the hand should be lifted, and as you breathe out, you can drop the hands and then come down on your heels. So both these movements should be synchronized, and your arms should not be bent when you lift the hands up. So let's get started. Breathe in, breathe out. This can be done with holding as well. There are some variations, so we'll do one more round and discuss about the variations. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Bring the arms the way you took it up. So we'll add one more variation. Before that, your feet are connected to your Manipur chakra. So like doing standing asanas kind of helps you to increase your digestive power. So interlock your fingers. This is the variation. What we are going to do is, we're going to lift the hands up similar to the first variation, but now we are going to look at the back of the palm as you lift up, and then as you breathe out, you're going to come back. So it is a little tough to do it. You can also do with closed eyes. I'll do one more round. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Okay. Next asana would be Triyak Tadasana. This is a swaying palm tree pose. So again, Tadasana and Triyak Tadasana, Kati Chakrasana are going to help you to correct any postural defects like lateral, especially Triyak Tadasana, as you're going to bend towards, twist towards the right and left. It's going to help you collect all the postural muscles. Okay, so we'll get started with Triyak Tadasana. So here the starting pose would be, position would be, feet are about shoulder width apart or hip width apart. Similar to Tadasana, you're going to lift the hands up. You are going to turn the palms so that it's facing towards the ceiling. Now inhale and then exhale. You are going to bend towards the right. You only bending at the hip level. You can hold in this position or you can do it dynamically. In case you are doing it dynamically, if you feel any discomfort or there is a vertigo problem, you are feeling little dizziness, you can take the wall support and do it. So moving towards the left, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale and relax. Release. Next would be Kati Chakrasana. So TTK is very good for any digestive disorders. It's supposed to open up the walls connecting the stomach and your small intestine. And as for any standing asanas, it awakens the digestive fire in you. So the last set of asana in standing asanas where everyone can do it is the Kati Chakrasana. So similar to Triyak Tadasana, you start in the same position, feet shoulder width apart. Now to come to the starting position, lift your hands up at the shoulder level. Now you're going to twist your upper part of the body and then putting your hands, like I'm going to twist towards the right, my hands are automatically coming, my right hand is coming over my left abdomen, and then I've twisted my upper part, I'm looking over the right shoulder. So this is the exhale part, and then you can release the hands, come at the shoulder level, this is inhale, and then again twist to the other side, exhale, inhale, do one more round. So again it can be done using holding, so I can hold in this posture for some time, or it can be done in a fast paced manner just to circulate or reinvigorate your energy system. So if you do it fast, like inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you can do it that way as well. Hari Om, that's it.